Are you tired of spending almost $8 just for a couple of small little 1-pound cylinders when you can buy a 20-pounder for about $16? Well, stick around and I'm going to show you how to save some money, help the earth be a little greener, and refill these little bad boys. So what you need to do is get this little adapter right here. I'll put a link down in the description so that you can get one yourself. They're pretty cheap, they're just a few bucks. And it's quite simple, really. You just thread this onto your 20-pound cylinder, and then you thread your 1-pounder on, tip it upside down, fill the tank, separate it, and voila, you have a mostly full 1-pound cylinder for pennies of the cost of what it would be in the retail store. So I'll show you how to do it. I'm starting off with just your typical 20-pound LP cylinder that you can get at any gas station or Home Depot or whatnot. And with this little adapter, you just thread it into the tank. These are threaded backwards, so don't strip your threads out by trying to do it the conventional way. The righty-tighty, lefty-loosey saying does not work when it comes to LP cylinders. Now the trick to doing this, and you've probably maybe even seen some videos on this before, but since this is gravity fed and the pressure that's in this tank, those are the only two things that fill this bottle. The way to get the most gas in this small cylinder is to have a difference in temperature. These small tanks have been sitting outside in the garage. It's about 35 degrees out today. And this 20-pounder I put in the house to warm up. So the air inside this cylinder is colder than the air inside the LP or inside the 20-pounder. Then you just tip the 20-pound cylinder upside down and you open up the valve. You can hear the gas going from the 20-pounder into the 1-pounder. And if you smell gas, obviously you want to stop this. That means that your threads that you haven't screwed your either adapter or your 1-pounder on tightly enough. And always do this with proper ventilation as well. You don't want to do this inside. I'm doing it in the garage, but I have my 2 big overhead doors open. Okay, at this point, usually I do it for about a minute or until I can hear the gas stop transferring. When you open the valve, you'll hear kind of a psh noise. That's the gas flowing into the 1-pound cylinder. Once you feel that your 1-pounder is filled, go ahead and close the valve on the large cylinder, on the 20-pound cylinder. Now, when you go to remove the small cylinder, I recommend wearing gloves and safety glasses because there will be a little bit of gas trapped in the valve and the connector, and that will pop out when you unscrew it. So go ahead and keep your eyes and your face away from that. And the next thing you want to do is you want to hold out the 1-pound cylinder up to your ear, and you want to hear if there's any leaking. And this sounds good. The other thing to note is there is a pressure relief valve on these 1-pound cylinders, so I never worry about overfilling them. I'm not using pressure to transfer the gas. I'm merely using the ambient pressure within the tank and gravity. If there was an overpressure issue, obviously the relief valve would be the safety factor just like it is in the store or anywhere else. The other thing to think about is temperature difference. It's 35 degrees here. If I bring this into 100-degree sun, that's going to expand, okay? When you do this method, it only fills the bottle about 3/4 of the way. It doesn't fill it all the way to the top. It fills it just a little bit less than when you buy it in a retail store. So that also allows for room for expansion. There's plenty of margin of error precautions built into this method. I've been doing this for about 10 years and I've never ever once had a problem. The only thing that I've ever had happen is I've had a 1-pound cylinder that when I listened, it had a gas leak. It would not seal. The fitting inside was wore out. I disposed of that one and just use the other ones I had. So the nice thing is you can recycle these. You can use them over and over and over instead of throwing them away and clogging up the landfill. And again, it's pennies on the dollar. I literally filled this for less than $1, and I can do it. This is a 20-pound cylinder, so I can do quite a few of these. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, if you got something out of it, go ahead and hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe if you want to follow me along on my journey. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.